Alright, gang, welcome back to our Skyefin Aquafarm series here on Kinlaig. It is now March. Today is going to be a very, very busy day for a number of reasons. First things first, as we do with almost every episode here, we've got to move some fish around. We've got a ton of fish in our production here. A lot more than we normally do. Normally we'll get one more pallet. We're going to get quite a few more. As you can see, we have 8,000 liters of trout, young trout, that are in storage, along with 2,000 liters of salmon, so going to be pretty nice, right? It's going to be pretty nice, and they're definitely going to be needed because we've got those two trout lakes now. If you missed the last episode for whatever reason, we did add a second trout lake, and it's going to be extremely helpful and lucrative for us as we move along here for sure. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. We're going to start off as we do here, getting all these fish moved, and then we do also have the ability for us to drill or plant our small field up at the yard today as well if we want to, which I'm kind of leaning towards probably doing. If for some reason we don't, for one reason or another, we can do it next month, but I'm kind of leaning towards doing that today. But as always, we got to start with selling and moving the fish around so we can see how much money we have to work with today and kind of go from there. I'm hoping for a big payday. I'm expecting a big payday here today out of this. And obviously, as we move along, it's going to continue to get bigger and bigger, hopefully. That's the goal, at least. And this is going disastrous right off the bat, so this is going well. Can you please get the forks underneath every pallet? Please and thank you. Almost. Almost. Alright, well. Bear with me for a minute here. I'm going to utilize the liftable pallet mod here real quick and just try to fix this because it's a bit of a mess. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Things are good here, man. All things considered, I'm very happy. I've been working on a new approach for kind of releasing what the schedule is going to be. I started one already. I think I might have mentioned it in the last episode even, but I'm going to mention it again here briefly. I started one for this week, actually, in a short format. We're going to continue with that format of doing, you know, kind of a 30-second, 45-second, whatever it is, release per week for what the actual schedule is going to be here on the channel moving forward. We're going to give that a shot for a while, see how that goes. I did make some modifications to it. Well, that went wonderfully. Anyway, I made some modifications to it. So the first one I did was basically I kind of designed well, in essence, I designed basically an image, and then kind of brought that image into, a short, and kind of explained what each one was going to be going through the week. And it had okay. It wasn't anything spectacular by any means, and what I mean by that is it wasn't like it was universally loved as it was, awesome, but everyone seemed for the most part to enjoy it. So what I did was I spent a little more effort for the following week. Obviously, it's not out yet, but it will be probably come out. I don't know if it's going to come out Saturday nights or Sunday mornings. I don't really haven't decided that yet, but anyway, I spent a little bit more effort modifying it around a little bit. I think it's going to be a lot better when next week's comes out, so we will see. It's not set as an image or anything like that. I've got it actually where it flips and rotates between screens, giving you a bigger view instead of it just being all kind of in your face, if you will, all at the same time. This one's going to change things a little bit and make it hopefully a little bit easier for you to follow along and see. So we will see how it goes, but look out for that. Like I said, either whether it's Saturday night late or Sunday sometime, whatever it is, look out for that. I think you're gonna like it, and hopefully you do, because I spend a good amount of effort trying to get it set up. Now, as we move forward, hopefully, at least this is the goal, hopefully it won't be too strenuous to change. Obviously, when things get tough and busy in life, it's going to be hard to keep up with that every time if it was difficult to modify or change, right? Because I'm going to be changing it really almost every week, right? So, but I think I've got it set up now after I spent, I don't know, I spent probably about an hour, honestly. It may sound crazy when you see it, but it's been about an hour just trying to get it all set up properly so I could do exactly what I'm just saying, right? Where I can just go through there, make very minor modifications to it, and it will work, right? So I don't have to spend an hour every single week doing that. Don't have a ton of time in my day, unfortunately, as I've mentioned before. I would love to say this is my full-time job, but it is just simply not. I just do this for fun. So I'm trying to keep things, you know, working as efficiently as humanly possible for myself, so I can make sure I continue to provide as much as I can to all of you to enjoy, watch, whatever. Alright, that is done. We'll jump into the tractor here. I'm going to reset everything here. Evidently I turned the engine off. I did not think I did, but evidently I did. I know people were yelling at me in the comments about... It wasn't this specifically this series, but I should turn things off if the gas is running out. You're right. I should. A lot of times I just gloss over that. Anyway, yeah. Hopefully you're doing well. Things are good. All that good stuff. Hopefully you had a very nice New Year's. Well, I guess technically today would still be... Well, no, it's the day after New Year's for this one, isn't it? This one's coming out on Friday, I think. Yeah. Yeah, this one's coming out on Friday. So, hopefully you had a nice New Year's, I guess is how I should put it. Mine was good. Didn't really do a whole lot, but, well, I'm not planning to do a whole lot, I guess is what I should say. I shouldn't say I didn't do a whole lot, because it actually hasn't happened for me yet. But at the time of this recording for you, it would have happened. I didn't do a whole lot. We weren't really planning to do a whole lot, so we just kind of hung out at home and saved some money and didn't go out anywhere. Alright, so we've got the young trout being delivered here to this, which is great. Looks like that is now full. Let's just verify that statement. It is. So we'll go bring some for the other side there, and we'll kind of keep that process going here. I'm going to pick up this pallet of adult trout that has spawned for us. Put it on the back here. Okay, maybe I won't. It's just going to slide right off. Whatever. Thing is wanting to just fly off the edge there. I'm going to have to be very, very careful of that. So this field here, we're likely to drill today. Now, we've got a planter, right? So we can only put certain things in, which means that mill might be a little useless for a while moving forward, unless we, of course, buy more fields that allow us to make, you know, more flour productions, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't have... Oh, it does have sorghum. I lied to you. It does have sorghum. I did not think for some reason it had sorghum. It does. That was a mistake on me. I don't know why I didn't think it did, but it does. So never mind. We're good. We can do sorghum in that small field, and then we can make flour from that. So never mind. All right, so these both should be... Yep, they're both pretty much maxed out. So what we need to do now, grab these pallets here and throw them up here, and then we're going to go and sell. Now, realistically, what we're probably going to be doing here is doing what we've been doing, which is selling them at the market, which all of you have said is the better approach, because you get a lot more of a bonus on there from compared to other places. So we'll keep selling them there. That's one heavy, heavy, heavy load of fish, and it's very, very top heavy. You're going to be very, very careful here. 6,000 liters of trout, though. That's going to be good. That's going to provide us quite a good chunk of change there. Plus the salmon and the young trout, obviously, when we sell those, we'll get good money off that as well. Probably get us closer to 100,000 once again, which is a good spot to be in. Used market-wise, anything out there for us? No, not really. There's some baling type of stuff, but not really. Not really something specifically that we are looking for or need right now. Yeah, not really anything out there for us, unfortunately, so... Let's head on over here. Let's sell all this stuff like we've been doing, and then we'll come back and we'll probably plant some sorghum in the ground. All right, we got actually a little bit more than I expected, and then, but after we, paid for the fish food, we did end up with around $100,000, which is kind of what I was expecting. But yeah, we got a decent amount out of that. 120-something thousand, $22,000, I guess is what it was, right around that. It's pretty daggone good, man, in my opinion, right? All right, so let's take a look here. Quick autosave here. Hurry up, autosave, come on. All right, so that one has been maxed out, so we're good there. So let's take it over here. We'll need to throw off the pallet here of seeds and then the bag of seeds here. We need to throw that off as well. Hopefully it'll let me do it with the liftable. If it doesn't, then it doesn't, I guess, but hopefully it does. Why is that disappearing for some reason? Weird. Alright, let's see if it lets me huck these off here or not, or chuck them off here or whatever, or if it's going to give me some grief. Looks like it's going to let me, which is great for me. So do that. Hopefully this one does. This is the one I would be considering. It probably wouldn't, but it does, no problem. So we're good there. Got a nice little seed stash going here. I'm going to move this one over here with it as well. Perfect. Put the straps back down, and we will head on down to the aqua farm itself and fill that up with some more fish food as well. That one, yeah, it's probably going to take pretty much exactly what we have there. Maybe slightly, we might have a slight amount more, just a very, very slight amount. Now, I could have bought more fish food. I thought about it, but I figured this is probably going to be sufficient since we did still have some in our aqua farm down here, and obviously I kind of know how much the lakes take now pretty much every month. We've kind of got that down to a science, right? So I figured we could wait one more month before we had to buy extra, and it looks like I was pretty much spot on. Now, it wouldn't have hurt to have some other fish food just kind of sitting out here in the front, right? But I think if we just alternate that every other month, it'd probably be a little bit better for our funds anyway. Alright, fish food's in there. I'm going to have to get this pallet off. So let's back it up. Bring the forklift out, and we'll get this off and go ahead and set it up there. About the beacons on, make sure that everyone knows I'm doing some work here. Because as we found out in the early episodes, when I bought this aqua farm, this abandoned aqua farm, I thought this whole entire land came with it. Didn't happen. It wasn't the case. So I actually don't really even own the land that my aqua farm's on. I just happen to own the aqua farm that is sitting on that land. There we go. Put this back away. And we can head back up to the yard and get started on doing the drilling of the, what I suspect is going to be sorghum. I'm not 100% sold on that, but that's what I suspect it's going to be. I'm actually going to leave the trailer down here, I think. We're going to be utilizing it again down here, and I don't think we're going to use it again up at the yard this episode, so I might as well leave it down here. And those of you yelling at me that I have a drill too, you're right, I do. I just, for whatever reason, wasn't talking about the drill. I was just talking about the planter. So I guess we can go this way as well if we want to. Okay, what's our choices here? We can put in... Okay, we can't even put in sorghum today. I thought we could. Sugar cane, sugar beet, sunflowers, none of that we can do. Spinach, we can't. Potatoes, we're not doing peas. None of that. Onions, olives, oats can go in. That looks like that's pretty much it. It's just oat, at least until next month. Okay, let's put oat in. Why not? Let's put some oat in. Might as well. Oat's a fast-growing crop, realistically, because we'll be able to harvest it here in a couple of months. And then that means technically we could still re-drill canola, barley, or something else in this field, which means we'll get a little bit extra this year, which I think is a good thing, right? So we'll go for that. I'm not sure we're going to have enough fertilizer here or not. I hope we do, but I'm not positive that we will. But right now, I kind of want to go heavy here on trying to get more flour going here, and this is one of the ways we can do so with this oat. We will, though, when the time comes and we're actually going to start, you know, utilizing this for our fish food factory, which is really the next big objective we're trying to hit to, right? Whenever that happens, we will need the planter for soybeans, etc., right? So we are underway. I don't think... Do I have it on auto? I should probably check this now that I started this. Deactivate automatic. Yeah, it's on auto. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that it was on auto because, you know, there's definitely a chance that we had it on a lower level from a contract or something along those lines, right? So there are some more contracts out there for us to do today. I do not expect us to do one of those today. We've done a contract pretty much in the last 2 episodes, so I don't expect us to do one today. We've got this field to drill anyway. It's going to take us a little bit of time. We also obviously just accomplished a lot of the other things we needed to accomplish as well, which was selling stuff. So I don't think we will be doing a contract, but the likelihood is we probably will be doing one in the next episode, I would suspect, but maybe not. I guess it really depends. We're going to have to do a second application of fertilizer in the next episode. There goes the train. Love seeing that go by. But we will have to do, you know, a second application of fertilizer for sure on this, but it shouldn't take too long to do that. It should take a few seconds, honestly. I was thinking about the greenhouse as well. I'm really thinking we're going to do that. It's going to require us to buy a few more pieces of equipment, like a water tank or a Bowser or whatever you want to call it, right? But I do think we're going to be doing that. I'm not sure if it will be this episode, though. More than likely, if we're going to do it, will be the next episode, depending on, you know, how we go about the contract approach, I suppose. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that, not because it's really going to specifically help us with our main objective or goal here, but what it will do is really provide us with the ability to make more money, which is really our biggest problem right now. Is we're not, you know, we're collecting money, we're gaining money every single episode, every month. It's been about $20,000-$30,000 every, well, about $20,000, I guess, every month, which is fantastic. It's great, but you know, we're not really quite where we need to be at yet, right? We're still far, far, far away from where we need to be at. Realistically, we probably should consider maybe modifying the way that I was going about this to an extent. And what I mean by that more specifically than anything is, you know, I've been kind of focused on trying to save money heavily here so we can get the fish food production. But honestly, it might be in our best interest to go for the offshore aquafarm first and the boat and things like that, because that way we can take some of the fish we're already creating and make more adult fish, which in turn makes us more money, right? The fish food will be great because we don't have to spend the amount of money we're spending every month right now, but maybe that's not the way we should go. But I think I am still going to continue on that, though, because I've kind of been stuck to that approach for a number of episodes now, then really since the beginning, I guess. So I think that's still the way I want to go here, but it might have been, you know, better off, or it might have been better suited for us if we didn't go that path and went for more of the offshore farming approach first and foremost, and then work on getting the fish food. But that's all right. It's still going to work out either way we go about it. You know, being able to create our own fish food is certainly going to be helpful. I think the problem is going to be we're not really going to have enough fields, you know, to be able to continue to, you know, I don't think we're going to have enough fields to be able to continue being able to be self-sufficient with the fish food, right? I think we're going to struggle with the amount of fields we have right now. We need more fields, so that's where the difficulty is at right now. You know, do I continue to try to save money and buy another field, which is probably what we're going to be doing. Like I said, this series it's not going to be a short series by any means. Or to be continuing to save money and then just go ahead and buy the fish food production outright with a small amount of fields, knowing fully and understanding that the odds are we're not going to be able to be self-sufficient even when we purchase that. That's why I'm thinking maybe at least 2 to 3 more fields is probably the smartest play, but the fields are very expensive, so it's going to take us a while to get there, I think. Now, once you start, producing a lot more, and we've got a lot more going on, it's not going to be too terrible at that point. And what I mean by that more specifically than anything is, once we're a little further along, probably another 15, 20 episodes, we should be kind of raking in a lot more dough than we are now. Which in turn means we're going to produce a little bit more and be a little bit better off and have a little bit more money to our bank account, which means more fields and more etc., right? So not sure if it's been coming off or not, but I got a bit of a sniffly type of thing going on right now. I feel like I'm constantly sick lately. Hopefully it's not the case here, but we were Christmas, New Year's, all that stuff, right? We were with the nieces again, and kids that are, well, our one niece is 2. We've got a 1-year-old, we've got a 4-year-old, and a 5-year-old. I mean, they just carry germs, man. That's what they do, right? So hopefully we're not getting sick again, but you never know, I guess. But if I'm causing a little bit of a nuisance with the sniffles, I apologize, gang. It's not on purpose. Such is life when you've got nieces and, well, a nephew who's 1 that obviously they're kids, right? They're babies. So it's just what happens, unfortunately. All right, this is the last strip here, and this field will be done. We're going to take a peek at it. Looks like everything seems to be good here. It says target reached and everything, so it should be in a good shape. Or it should be in good shape. Yeah, pH value is good. It's not perfect. I'm kind of considering maybe we should put down a little bit more here where it says it's good and okay, but it does say it needs rolling. That's my least favorite thing to do in the world. If you've been around for a while, you would already know that. I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to get a better pH than that. I really don't. I think it just happens to be, the different soil type, right? I think that's just going to have, a heavy part in that, right? So I guess what we can do, begrudgingly, I evidently had my turn signal on. I didn't realize I had the turn signal on. But I guess what I can do begrudgingly here is look at rollers. Don't really want to, but it will increase the yield ever so slightly. And right now, we'll really take anything we can get right now at this point, right? So, used market, nothing really. There's some balers out here which are pretty nice, but they're not really for us, unfortunately. I guess I could go. I guess what I could do is go with one of these and then get rid of our forage loading wagon thing there, which might be actually a better approach the more I think about it. And the reason why I'm saying that is we could bale all that stuff up, and then we could throw it onto one of our trailers. How much is this thing worth? Because if this is worth a bunch more money, this might be a smart way to go here. If I had to pick one, I would go with this one, I think. That might be a smart investment here if we can make a lot more money off of selling our wagon. I mean, we're not going to make a ton. We'll probably end up making about 16, 17, maybe 18,000 off of this if we sold it. So you're going to be looking at, maybe you make 12, 13,000, something like that, if I was to go with this one, right? That's something I guess we can think about as well between now and the next episode. But anyway, let's look at rollers before we forget. A lot of options out here. Honestly, this is one I'm probably going to be utilizing heavily in a lot of different series whenever I do have to do rolling, because it is a great width. 9.5 meters is fantastic, and it's not outrageously expensive, right? Yeah, you know what? As much as I hate it, I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna. Oh boy, I think we're gonna do it. All right, what wheels we got here? You guys know I like my chunky tires, so let's take a look at these things. Let's take a look at these chunkers. I'm looking like the BKTs are the ones I'm going. Ooh, those Midas aren't bad either, though. I don't like the Trelleborgs in this instance. These look more like a traditional, but these are kind of neat, nifty. There is wide tires on this one as well, evidently. Okay. These are automatically wide. The Midas are not, and it gives you the option to go wide. I guess we'll go with those wide Midas. I mean, why not? It's a little bit more expensive. Fenders, sure. I mean, I might as well put the warning signs on it too, right? 9.5 meters. This will take no time at all to roll this field. The little field that we got. Obviously, this will be a good size for the other field that we have. 14,000. Let's do it. Begrudgingly, we're going to do it. There goes the train again, man. That train is just booking. Those of you that are around the channel for a long, long time, for, well, over a couple of years now, well, I guess we're getting ready to actually, it's not even been a couple of years, I guess, right? But anyway, those of you who've been around for a while know that rolling is probably one of my least favorite jobs. Now, fully transparent, and I know I've admitted this in the past, but if you're new here, it is not as bad to me as it used to be. With FS25, I do play on console, in case you don't know that. With FS25, we've got the ability on console to actually have GPS, right? It's a little bit better with that, but I still don't like it. And I figured this out a while ago. Had this conversation a while ago as well, so if you've heard this already, just bear with me for a minute. I think the reason why I dislike rolling so much is how long it takes for the roller to be lifted up off the ground and then put back down again on the ground. Now, you could argue and say, well, just continue to leave it down and do, you know, circles and all that stuff, and you're right, that's what I can do, but it's not really what you should do, right, in real life. So, I don't know. It's just not my favorite thing to do in the world. I'm going to be honest with you, though. As much as I hate it, I would rather do that than potatoes. I don't know what it is about potatoes. I just do not like doing potatoes. We have yet to do a potato on the channel. At least I don't think we have. I've done potatoes in the past. Obviously, I've done them at some point, or I would never know that I don't like them. Which I know a lot of people could say that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it does to me for some reason. I just don't like them. They just take an eternity to do. And it's fun to do for a little while, and then it just becomes... what's the word I'm looking for? I guess like a chore, but that doesn't really make sense either, because I don't really mind the chores. Like, I like doing a lot of this stuff. A lot of things that people don't like doing, like I've mentioned before, spraying and things like that. I love doing that. I think everyone just has something specific that they just don't like to do, right? And for me, it happens to be potatoes and rolling, I guess. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense for some people, and I get that. I totally get it. It's contradicting to certain things. Like, I don't really dislike doing specifically root crops, and I'm talking like carrots and beets and things like that. And it's not exactly the same, but it's a very similar process, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's just not something I really enjoy doing, I guess. All right. Well, there's that, I don't know what it is. There's a little spot there every time, and if you hit it, the whole tractor and everything that you got just comes to a completely stopped halt. Just a complete screeching halt. Alright, we'll turn the beacons off, get the rollers down, and we're underway rolling here. Excuse me. At least this has a decent speed to it as well, right? 9 miles per hour is pretty good. That's a pretty good speed. See how long it takes to lift this fucker thing up? It's absolutely annoying. I hate it. Sorry, gang. I don't really cuss that often, but I just hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Right, so let's look here. So we've got expected yield 98, 99% here. So do I even really need to roll? Probably not. But, I mean, the expected yield now is about 100%. So we are going to get, you know, a much larger yield, I guess, is how we can put it. So I guess it's worth it, and like I said, the length of this, or the width of this, I guess, is it's pretty decent, right? So it really won't take us that long, and as much as I despise doing it, you know, I can deal with it, right? I can deal with it. It's not going to take us that long to do this. I think I'm not even going to pick up the roller. I think I'm just going to back it up. I'm just going to do it unrealistic-wise. Don't go in the water, Z. Oh my goodness. That was almost a disaster. That was almost a disaster, gang. Almost a disaster. I did that one time on accident. I drove into the water. That was when I was talking to you and looking in the menu, and I just lost track of how long I'd been in that menu for. Screwed everything up. Alright, we're pretty much done here. I was doing a bit of a skid there around the corners here, just because I'm not picking it up now. So it's kind of sliding around a little bit, but yeah, we're done, man. We got it all done. It didn't take us too long, so it wasn't terrible. And I know some people in the comments are going to be like, that's not even worth doing. You're not gaining enough yield to make it worth it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But, you know, we're going to try to do this the right way, right, as we continue to move on. We're going to try to do this continuing the right way. Let's do what we're supposed to, which you're supposed to roll, so let's do the rolling. Begrudgingly, but let's do it anyway. But with that, we're going to leave the episode there, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like and subscribe button on the case you've yet to do so. Thank you to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. There's a link down below if you're interested in that. You get early access to videos like this one, including the competitive one-tile challenge. My Discord's down there if you want to share progress on anything that you may be creating, regardless if it's Farming Simulator or not. I also have a link to my other channel, and on my Discord specifically, I do share every video that I release, whether it's on this channel or my second channel. So make sure you check those out as well if you haven't done so already. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for your support, and we'll see you next week.